Alright guys, on this video we're just going to do a quick introduction of, on the unit circle sheet, we filled out everything except for this bottom part right here where we have the 6 trig functions. And like I say, you probably did do this last year, so I kind of want to make this quick. And in order to figure out what sine, cosine, tangent, and the other 3 reciprocal trig functions equal to, I'm going to zoom in here and I'm just going to look at 30 degrees. Alright, now I know we've established this at 30 degrees. The ordered pairs is root 3 over 2, 1/2. And we draw this right triangle. This is 30 degrees right here. Here's 60. The radius is the hypotenuse, which is 1. The x value is the root 3 over 2. And the side opposite 30 degrees is half the hypotenuse, which is the y value of 1/2. So we've done this before. Now here's the only thing we add in. We're going to add in the trig functions. And it all just goes back to SOHCAHTOA. So if I did cosine, if I looked at this triangle, if I did the cosine of 30 degrees, well, cosine of 30 degrees, this is adjacent over hypotenuse. So if you look, this root 3 over 2, this is the adjacent side. The hypotenuse in a unit circle is always going to be 1. So if you divide by the hypotenuse, you divide by 1, it's really just the adjacent side. You get root 3 over 2 divided by 1, which turns out being root 3 over 2. Now if I look at sine of 30 degrees, well, that's the SO in SOHCAHTOA. This opposite 30 degrees is 1/2. This is the opposite side. So if I take the opposite side, and if I take this 1/2 and divide it by the hypotenuse, well, it's 1/2. So sine of 30 is 1/2. Okay, and then tangent, if we do tangent of 30, right, that's the TOA. So if we do opposite over adjacent, it's going to be this 1/2 divided by this root 3 over 2. So I'll write that as a fraction. I'm going to put it right here. Just kind of run out of space a little bit. It's 1/2 divided by root 3 over 2. And when you divide that, what winds up happening, the 2's cancel. You get 1 over root 3. Okay, let me move this over. And then when you rationalize that, it equals root 3 over 3. Now here's the main thing. Okay, and hopefully you guys already know this or recognize it by looking at these values. When you take cosine of any angle in the unit circle, it always equals, this is the root 3 over 2, it's always going to equal the x value in the unit circle. When you take sine of any angle in the unit circle, right, in this case it was 1/2, that always equals the y value in the unit circle. And then when we do tangent, well, the 1/2 is the y, the root 3 over 2 is the x. So that's always y over x. So let's just summarize that down low. Let's move down low. And this you can fill in. In the unit circle, rather than just use SOHCAHTOA, we don't have to really do SOHCAHTOA because the hypotenuse is 1. So we could sum up that sine of theta is always y in the unit circle, cosine is x, and tangent is y over x. Now we'll primarily just deal with those 3, but later we're going to deal with, I'm going to put these arrows, these are called, I'll write it out, these are called the reciprocal functions, where all we do is we just flip the function, that's pointing to it. So if sine is y, this function here is cosecant, this is 1 over y. The reciprocal of cosine, this is called secant. So if cosine's x, secant is 1 over x. And then actually this should say cotangent here. Change that to cotangent. Okay, so if tangent, get rid of this. If tangent's y over x, that's reciprocal trig function cotangent is x over y. So all these 6 trig functions are in terms of x and y. And to get those values, you really just have to know how to get the ordered pairs, and then you use these definitions.